Hey everyone, and welcome to the 10th Chasm devlog. The game is really coming together now, and it's come a very long way since the first devlog. So after last devlog, I was playtesting, and the spider was chasing me. I jumped onto a moving platform to escape, and the spider ran right over the void and killed me. So I spent a while, meaning 2 days, trying to fix this bug. It finally worked, and now spiders die in the void. Another thing I noticed was that the player didn't move with the platform. I quickly made a system that detects if the player is on the platform and moves the player with it accordingly. I then realized that the menu didn't actually do anything. I set up a level select screen that lets you actually play the game, and I made it pretty easy to add new levels to it, but there was currently no death screen, so you couldn't actually retry after death. After I added the death screen, I tested the game. I fell into the void and, well, nothing happened. The death system was broken. I spent another day rewriting the void code, and now it finally works. It's not perfect, but at least you actually die. I then tested all the menus again, and realized that there was actually no storybook scene. I made a template for it, as well as the first chapter, because each chapter is only one paragraph with an illustration. There's no way to select chapters yet, but that will come later. I rewrote a bunch of player code to make the movement more fluid, and I basically made the player more responsive, and I made it easier to move with the controller. I also fixed some of the broken controller inputs that were just the wrong button. And then I rewrote the AI for the stone enemies because they weren't attacking fast enough. They still really didn't work well, so then I rewrote it again. The stones now attack the instant you get close to them, and then roll toward you again every 1.5 seconds. Each time you touch them, you take 3 damage, and they are unkillable. They're pretty dangerous. The idea of the enemies isn't actually just to kill the player. They're designed to scare the player away from certain areas. This doesn't work for me, though, because I designed the levels, so I know where I have to go. For this reason, I plan on having a few people playtest and see how they do. I don't know if the enemies are too powerful or too weak, so I definitely need some feedback, and the idea of the levels is sort of to have some hidden areas or not hidden areas that you're just scared away from by the enemies, and to sort of like scare the player into areas that they shouldn't be, because this will add a lot of depth to the game. On an irrelevant tangent again, working on a water shader that I may use later because I've been thinking of adding water to the game that would just slow you down if you go into it, as well as poisonous liquid that works the same as water but would slowly damage you as you're in it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this, but it seemed like a good idea, and shaders are really fun to make, in my opinion. During all of this, my team was working hard. Medcat34 was practicing pixel art. Colonel Turtle worked on a pit image because you win a level by reaching the pit at the end of it. And I edited the image and then added it. And he also made some art that never got used. And Flying Zucchini made some menu art and story art. And your local Chris created some story art and some bonus sprites I plan to use later to tell some of the story and add just some lore to the game, which is all written by Medcat34. Colonel Turtle worked for a while on a book image for the storybook page, but I couldn't actually use it because of the way it was made. I decided to change it over to a scroll, but I really didn't like how it looked and it didn't feel right, so then I spent a while with some help working on a new book image that would work better and also fit the style of the game better. I'm probably going to replace it closer to the end of the development, and I continued writing the story to add for it, but that's it for this devlog. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter for constant updates.